Take from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson.
And I'm your co-host, John Trumbull.
Hey, John Trumbull, happy summer.
Yeah, I guess it is summer, yeah.
yeah. Are you ready for the summer? Are you ready for the birds and bees and apple trees? Is that how it goes? And I forgot.
I think it's, are you ready for the summer? Are you ready for the CITs?
Oh, right.
It was like, that was the counselors in training.
Yes, you down with CIT? Yeah, you know me.
Right. I don't remember any lyrics beyond that.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fine enough. It's a super old song that I'm sure no one below the age of
40 at
40
least
would remember. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
did they use that theme in the sequels, in the Meatball sequels?
They must have, right? Like
I mean, they played like the sequels had very little to do with the first Meatballs.
Yeah,
but like they didn't even take place at the same summer camp, which I think is so weird.
That was a little strange that they it was just a sequel in name only, which is
it was literally, let's have another movie that takes place at a summer camp. Oh, the same summer camp we had in the first movie? No, that would be ridiculous.
Oh, we get some of the same people that were in the first movie? No, that would be ridiculous.
No. Although, no, wait. I seem to remember that we went over this in the Meatballs episode. And we covered Meatballs like a million years ago. And
right.
we'll get to the topic of this week's movie eventually. But as I recall, like we read up on the sequels, and like the third one I think is about the kid from the first trying to lose his virginity, and Sally Kellerman is like a dead porn star who's trying to help him with that so she can get into heaven, because apparently God is really invested in whether or not teenage boys lose their virginities.
This guy. Wait, that was Meatballs 2. Wasn't that Jennifer Slept Here?
No, that was Meatballs 3. I don't know what Meatballs 2 was about, but I remember like Meatballs 3 is a young Patrick Dempsey and Sally Kellerman as like a dead porn star who I think was like electrocuted in a bathtub or something, and she's trying to help him lose his virginity.
The cocaine in Hollywood in the 80s, ladies and gentlemen. It was
it must have been amazing, right?
Yeah.
It must have been like without compare.
I mean, if somebody tried to pitch that story to me, I'd be like, the fuck are you? Get out of my office. What are you talking about?
That is insane, right? That is like literally insane. It's like, first off, there's no supernatural element in the first movie at all. So right away, introducing one in the second sequel is weird. I'm assuming the Meatballs 2 was also similarly Earthbound.
Yeah. Had to,
because that's really dialing it up a few notches,
Yeah, that is. Why would you? Oh God! I my brain hurts. I can't even with this anymore.
Anyway, speaking of more worldly people tutoring young teenagers in the ways of sex and stuff, that's kind of the topic of this week's movie.
That's right. Bam! Segue King. Yes, we're talking about.
See, it all comes together. It's the weave.
It's right.
The weave.
That's right. We're building a beautiful tapestry here, people.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is all about the movie The Summer of '69. Came out on Hulu about a month ago on May 9th, 2025. We got Chloe Fineman in the lead role. We got newcomer to the scene, Sam Morelos, who plays Abby, who doesn't have too much of a IMDb page. Like, I think the most notable thing she's done is that '90s show, the
oh
spin-off.
Dear. Oh
yeah.
Okay. Well,
but hey man, a gig's a gig.
At least we gave the parents some work, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and this film was written by Jillian Bell, Liz Nico, and Jules Byrne, and directed by Jillian Bell. For those who don't know Jillian Bell, she's probably most known for her role as Jillian on Workaholics. That's kind of the thing that most people would know her for. But she was also in The Groundlings, and she tried out for SNL back in the day, but she ended up not joining the cast, but she became a writer for the 35th season. So that's back in 2009. Some other stuff she's been in. She's been in 22 Jump Street. She was in
Mm-hmm.
Office Christmas Party, which we've talked about in the podcast.
Right.
Rough Night with Kate McKinnon. Fist Fight, which also has Charlie Day in it. And then she was in this movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon, which was an Amazon film that has Michaela Watkins and Mikey Day in it.
Which I still haven't seen. We've talked about covering that, though.
We have
So
talked about it. I've heard good things about it, but who knows? Maybe we'll do it this summer. I don't know.
possibly.
Possibly.
Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, this is her directorial debut, and
Yeah.
not a bad. Like right off the bat, I didn't think this was a bad film. I thought it was a nice, funny, pleasant film. It's a lot more charming and had a lot more heart than I thought it would. So
Mm-hmm.
I got a kick out of it.
Okay. Well, way to
Yeah.
way to spoil it early. Okay.
Well, I mean, we can still talk. That's right. This podcast is over. I'm done. I'm trying to get our podcast down to a shorter time. Just
Okay.
like
Yeah. It was a
trying to make
new
them.
5-minute version of the podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
I'm trying to make them TikTok ready, John.
All right. All right.
But yeah, let's talk about the film. Let's actually get into the meat and potatoes of this. And
Okay. Well, so it's summer '69. He gets his first real six string at the Five and Dime. Played it till his fingers bled. It was the summer of '69.
yeah, little note for all you Brian Adams fans out there.
Mhm.
That song is not in this movie, which
It is not, which is weird.
I'm assuming they just couldn't afford it.
I'm assuming they couldn't afford a lot of stuff because there are a couple songs in there and they're like, hey, we're playing this song. And then they're the obvious bad cover versions.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
odd.
But they were able to afford Everybody Wants to Rule the World from Tears for Fears. And I checked the ending credits and it is the real version. So
Hot damn.
and we also have Lou Reed's Perfect Day in there. So
Yeah, that was.
did they blow their entire budget on those two songs? I don't know.
Did they blow it on the reed?
I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Yeah, let's start talking about the film. Let's get into it. So, Sam Morales plays Abby, who is, teenage girl.
It's like 16.
Yeah, awkward, kind of
Mm-hmm.
dorky,
Nerdy. Yeah.
nerdy, kind of keeps to herself, doesn't have too many friends. And she has
Yeah.
this huge crush on this one kid, Max Warren, who's
Mhm.
this guy that she's known since they were little kids.
Right.
And
Since grade school.
since
Yeah.
grade school, never had the guts to say anything to him because he's always had a girlfriend named Mercedes, and
Right.
they've been together since they were in grade school, which is
Mhm.
wild. I'm trying to think if I ever knew a kid in school that had a girlfriend back in grade school or junior high. I don't think I did. That's the concept of that sounds kind of wild to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't feel like it was supposed to be a real boyfriend girlfriend thing.
Yeah.
It was just oh, you're my, it's like a little kid saying, oh, you're my boyfriend. And
Yeah, I guess so. But even then, I don't even know if I had that. I was like, how do you these little kids are having boyfriends at this? How do you do it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Wow, crazy. But yeah. But Abby's always pined away for Max, but he's always had this girlfriend, except for the one day where he goes down to where he works. He worked at the local ice cream shop and to get some ice cream, and then he finds out that Max is
She.
what?
You
Yes.
were saying he.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Abby goes down to the ice cream shop, and Abby learns from Max. So it's yeah, me and Mercedes, we broke up.
Yeah.
And, then that's when she gets her aha moment. She fantasizes about the two of them getting married, signing off on a home mortgage, and having a baby,
Mhm.
and, naming it Mercedes just to be cruel.
That was cute.
Yeah, that was
cute.
fun.
And Abby and Max, they go to this Catholic school called St. Bernadette.
Mm-hmm.
They've been going to the same school since their grade school years.
Right.
And she has a funny line. She says all the kids are named after saints or really like high end products. Uh,
Yeah,
and
yeah. So he's like Matthew and Paul and
Tiffany. Yeah.
Dior.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it says a lot. I also did like the scene where Abby walks past Mercedes, who's
Hmm.
crying over the breakup, and she says the line, "It's not fair. I'm pretty,"
Yeah. Yeah.
which I always like. And Abby also mentions that the school she goes to is like full of it's a private Catholic school full of rich kids.
Yeah.
Which, and then
Yeah.
of course we learn, I guess, a little bit later on in the movie that Abby is she's pretty. Her family is quite well off themselves, which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, okay.
And like early on in the movie, at one point, like we see somebody pass a note to Abby in class, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, pass that on to this person."
Hmm.
Do kids still pass notes in school? Is that still a thing? I assume that was just kind of obsolete in the age of cell phones.
Yeah, I just assume everybody just text each other and
Yeah,
Snapchats and FaceTimes and skibbitybees or whatever the hell they
Kid,
call them.
kids are writing physical notes and like passing them and shit.
Yeah,
That's
do ki-
weird.
do kids even have pen and paper anymore? I don't think they do. I genuinely don't think they do.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's just laptops. Like if you show a kid like a piece of paper and a pen, they'd be like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this,
What is this?
Grandpa?"
What is it? What is this wooden stylus? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a butter churn. Get this Amish shit out of here. I'm I'm a young I'm a younger generation, kiddo. Whatever.
So Abby is, she's like this weird nerdy kid, and the thing she does is she always gets advice from the school mascot, who's
Yes,
like apparently always in his mascot uniform.
yes, he's
Um,
never out of it.
but he's very wise because like everybody kind of forgets there's a person in there, so he overhears a lot of stuff. So he
Mm,
has all the info,
mm,
and he tells her that Max loves 69ing. That's what the locker room talks about. He's like, yeah,
mm.
he loves 69ing.
Yeah, all
And
day, all night.
all about the 69ing. And then
Yeah,
so she's like, oh, I better learn about 69ing because
yeah,
I'm an ignorant virgin and I don't know this stuff. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
because she hasn't even kissed a boy yet. She's
Hmm.
been practicing on her hand, as you do.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
but then she even learns that there's some other nerdy kids and nerdy boys, and like even they've done stuff with girls too. So she feels like, oh wow, I guess I'm the last one to know how to do this. So
I'm behind the curve here. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like I
Yeah.
got to play catch up. So like,
So yeah, do you think this is more or less the same movie as Adventureland and what was that one with Aubrey Plaza that we did?
the to do list.
The To Do List. Yeah.
Oh,
So this is
interesting.
this is our third movie by my count of a teenager trying to lose their virginity over the summer.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
Wow.
sadly, we don't have Bill Hader as the boss at their summer job,
No,
which
no.
I feel like is a loss.
Yeah, I guess he was busy with Barry or something.
I
That's
guess
a bummer.
so. It's just an oversight. I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Well, hopefully we'll correct that in the next movie, there, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Abby is walking home one day and figuring out, yeah, I need some guidance, and then she walks past the local strip club
Mm-hmm.
in their town of Syracuse,
Yeah.
and she's able to sneak past the bouncer somehow, and
Mm-hmm.
she goes in and she sees Chloe Fineman, who plays Santa Monica, just dancing and grinding and pole dancing,
Yep.
and like the way she presents herself is like, oh wow, she seems so comfortable in her skin and just so confident. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've never had anything close to that.
Yeah.
So she hatches a plan to
Yeah.
reach out to Santa Monica to be her sexually fairy godmother.
Yeah. Yeah. The quote is, "I found my sexual fairy godmother in a strip club," and
Hmm.
yeah,
As you do.
sure.
But then we cut to sort of the reality of Santa Monica's situation, because like as we see, Abby gets kicked out once the bouncer finally realizes, hey, there's an underage girl in here.
Right.
I guess I better do my job.
Yeah.
So once she gets kicked out, we see Santa Monica go backstage to where the other strippers are. We find out like, yeah, she made some money, but it's only like $82 and some gum. And we see the strip club is actually kind of falling apart and it's in
Yeah.
disrepair. And, back room's dingy. I think at one point she says, "This place is falling apart. How long has that hole been there?" And then I think one of the other strippers that says, "Hey, she has a name."
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain it to her. Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we find out that the owner of the place is Paula Pell,
Yeah.
who
Not the actual Paula Pell. Paula Pell playing
oh
a
right,
character
yes,
named
Paula.
named
I
Betty Spaghetti, who's
hey,
this older stripper, and she's
yeah,
the older owner of the club.
yeah, she's the head madam. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Paula Pell is she does own strip clubs. Who's to say in the central New York state area?
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we shouldn't definitively say that because we don't know
Oh,
this, but
I said
yeah,
maybe. Maybe
yeah.
covers all
Okay,
everything.
okay, all right.
Look, I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure if you say maybe before something, you're covered legally. I
Okay,
think
okay.
I'm pretty sure. Lawyers, call in. Let me know if I make an insane statement, but I say maybe before it.
Yeah,
Can I can't get sued for that, right? That
I
feels right.
mean, yeah, sure. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Saw an episode of
And
Night Court once, so yeah.
so Betty Spaghetti, she's very bad with money, and it turns out like she's like, "Hey, did you know that you had to pay taxes on a business every year?" And everyone else is like, "Yes."
Yeah, I
um, and
oof.
she's borrowed 20 grand to keep the club afloat, and the loan is due back this week, so she needs 20 grand in 1 week to pay back her loan. And oh no, how are we possibly going to raise the money for this? Who knows?
Time to save the rec center.
Yeah.
That's the,
Hey kids, let's put on a show. And
and
yeah,
they do that at the end.
yeah, yeah, and at one point, like Chloe Fineman goes, or Santy, as they call her in this movie, Santa Monica. She's like, "Oh, could I do OnlyFans? No, I've been thrown off of OnlyFans at all." And that's just like a throwaway line because I guess OnlyFans is the obvious solution in 2025 of like
Yep.
raising a lot of money quickly when you're a lady who takes her clothes off for a living.
Yep. That's the go-to.
And I'm just like, and I'm just kind of like, wait. Let's not go past this. What the fuck did you do to get thrown off of OnlyFans?
Let's not talk about it, John. Let's not talk about it.
I'm just wondering what I didn't know. First off, I didn't know that was possible.
I guess so. I mean, I guess like only you can only do so much in OnlyFans where before they're like, yeah, no, you're too wild for us, man. You're too wild for
Yeah, I
OnlyFans.
don't know. I can't imagine what that is, but okay.
Mm, yeah. So all the dancers are like, yeah, we gotta save the rec center. We gotta like
Right,
work overnights and do whatever we can to make money and
right.
do side gigs and whatnot. So Abby, who actually has a good amount of money that she makes off of what they call glitch, which of
Yeah,
course is a play on Twitch.
yeah.
There's
She's a streamer on Glitch, a video game streamer, but she's her identity is secret. She wears like a mask when
yeah,
she's gaming. I don't know why. I don't know why somebody on Twitch or the equivalent would need to keep their identity secret.
I feel like people do that. I don't know anything. Oh, well, I'm really showing my age, but yeah, I don't really know anything about Twitch, but I know it's a huge
Hmm.
thing, and you can get money for playing video games
Yeah, no,
somehow. But
I actually have a friend who is a streamer on Twitch, and she's got like a good number of subscribers. I think around like 3K subscribers, if I remember correctly. And
oh wow,
I've like watched her stream a few times, and it is a genuine sideline for her. She's got like a full time day job, but she does Twitch streaming like I think at like 4 nights a week. Um,
wow,
and plays a different game each night of the week, and she's got like a good amount of followers and stuff. And I have no idea how much money she earns from that, but
oh wow,
not enough to do it full time. So I
interesting.
would assume.
Yeah, but that's still wild to me. Like I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start with that. But yeah, I mean, I assume people wear masks just to sort of protect their anonymity because, like, I'm sure, like, if somebody saw your face and they recognize you from town, they'd be like, "Hey, that's so and so. I know she makes a ton of dough. Let's go rob her or something." I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, my friend, she does use an alias on there, so she has like a screen name.
Yeah.
So yeah, because woman on the internet. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. You just don't want creepy weirdos to like
Yeah,
do creepy weirdo shit. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, there's some things like some things later on. I'm just like, yeah. To my knowledge, it doesn't quite work like that. But okay.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so at this point, Abby calls the club to have Santa Monica come over for a private dance,
Yeah,
and
to her
yeah,
house because apparently you can hire strippers to come to your house and do a private dance
I'm
for you.
assu- I'm assuming
I don't know
so.
if that's a thing or not. I have no idea.
I feel like it might be. That does sound pretty plausible, and also the fact that
Yeah,
they are pretty hard up for money because they really want to save the club. But
right.
I do feel like that is a thing. I don't know. Let
But I think usually when they do that, there is at least somebody accompanying them
yes,
to
that
make
is
sure that nobody gets out of line.
right. Yeah, you got to
You
have some
know?
muscle. You can't
Yeah,
go rolling there solo, or else what happens later in the movie might happen. But
yeah,
we'll get there.
yeah. It's like hey, well, like get Alex Moffat to come with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't have much to do in this movie. I would have liked to see
very
more of
small
him.
part for Alex Moffat. He's playing the DJ at the strip club,
Yeah,
and he
DJ
doesn't have too
Don.
much to do. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just go as like the muscle or something, but I
I
don't know.
don't know. Yeah,
All right,
it's
but
just
yeah,
weird.
yeah. So anyway, Abby calls over Santa Monica to come over. She asks Alexa to play "Sexy Time" song, and then
Right.
they play the taxi theme song, but they don't even play that because it's
It's a
clearly
cover version of the Taxi theme song that is like nigh unrecognizable.
yeah. Like I know the taxi theme song when I hear the taxi theme song,
Yeah,
and that is not the taxi theme song.
it is not. It hardly seemed like the same tune, and I was like, "What? That only sounds vaguely like the Taxi theme song." It's a bad cover and it's unrecognizable. And I was like, "What? Get the fuck out of here with that
Yeah,
Taxi theme song
God,
shit."
Bob James is livid right now. Like I mean,
That's yeah.
if you couldn't afford the actual taxi theme song, then why put the joke in there? Just leave it out.
Or yeah, find another non-sexy song you can afford. It just
Yeah,
killed the gag. It
yeah,
just
but yeah, something that's like I don't know, something that's like private domain, like or public domain, like "Happy Birthday to You" or some shit.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was just weird because I was like, yeah, I'm just like, really, you can't afford the Taxi theme song? You do, maybe if you build a joke around that, put the money into get licensing that song
Yeah, the whole joke hinges on you playing the taxi theme song.
and
So
on us recognizing the Taxi theme song. And if they just play that for me cold and they didn't say it was the Taxi theme song, I would not have recognized it.
yeah, that all right, but whatever. Santa Monica goes over to the house.
Yeah,
There's no one in there. The front door is just open, and
yeah,
she goes to try to find who invited her over, and Abby kind of spooks her with a charcuterie board, offers her some butter almond. Santa Monica freaks out and accidentally maces her
yeah.
with pepper spray,
As you do. Yeah.
as you do, as you do. And so Abby explains the situations, explains this crushing.
Here's the situation. My parents went away for a week
There it is.
vacation. They left the keys to the brand new Porsche. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, yeah, of course I
Yeah.
should.
Oh,
That's actually very close to the plot of this movie.
it really.
Because she does have the keys to her parents' car.
Yeah. Like as
I don't think it's a Porsche, but
yeah. Oh, that's something also we should have mentioned. Like her parents went away for a week,
yeah,
her birthday week, because like they have to help her
her
grandma move.
move into a assisted living
Living
facility.
silly, yeah, exactly. And like the mom
Yeah,
says, like here's a gift for your birthday. So sorry we won't be here. I invited like a friend, a person next door to come over and hang out with you because you need a friend, and just want
yeah.
you to have fun, be social, and have a party too. Like the mom wants her to be more social because she is like a kind
And
of
and it's also like a week before the end of their senior year of high school.
yeah.
So she wants to get something going with Max before graduation. Um, uh, Something that occurred to me like about halfway through the movie, I'm like, wait, shouldn't you be like concerned about taking final exams and stuff right now?
Uh,
There's like nothing in the movie about like
yeah.
that. It's just like sort of the end of school year is just them going to regular classes, and then there's like a party at the end.
Yeah,
It's just weird. It's been a long time since I've been in high school, but I seem to remember like taking final exams somewhere towards the end of the year.
if I'm not mistaken, I did take my SATs at some point
Yeah.
in the summer, but well, whatever. Don't let the test taking get in the way of a 69, John.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
We're
I
here
mean,
to,
yeah, that's my general philosophy of life. Sure, but
yes, that's my credo.
so so Abby makes an offer to Santee and says, "Hey, teach me about sex because I want a 69 with my crush. So you need to teach me all about this stuff, and I will. I have like 5,000. I will give you now as a deposit, and I can give you 20,000 by the end of the week because apparently she's earning this much money as a streamer
I guess so. Yeah, I
because they
guess
say she's saving up for to buy a car."
right.
So I guess the 5,000 that she has is that, and she's
Yeah,
expecting to earn 20,000 by the end of the week or something.
that's what she says. Yeah,
That's an ungodly amount of money to earn as a
it's a
streamer.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
But I don't know the Twitch streamer world. I do know some people have made gobs and gobs of money off of it. So like I guess this is pretty plausible that she could do this.
I don't know. I mean, I don't buy it from what we see of her stream. If it was
Okay.
like a pretty lady playing and she's like playing in low cut stuff, because it's the internet, people are
Yeah,
creepy. Um,
they are.
yeah, but I think those are the types of accounts that earn the most money. I don't know. I,
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna ask my streamer friend about this and get a gauge because I feel like this is very inaccurate, but it's just basically my gut feeling.
Okay. All right. Yeah, any Twitch people out there, like let us
Yeah,
know. Is this true to life, or are they like fudging it a little bit?
I
Uh
feel like they're fudging it a lot, but okay.
okay. All right. But yeah, so Sandy says, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll help you out for 20,000." And then they're like, "All right, yes, deal." So then Sandy takes the 5,000 she gets from Abby back to the club, gives it to Betty, and says, "Hey, I got 5,000. I'll give you the rest of it, but I want to be the co-owner of this place. I want to,
Right,
make something of my life and kind of have something to show for it." And then Betty's like,
right,
I'm getting old. I'll give you the whole entire place if you come up with the 20,000."
right.
So she's like, "Done." And
Yeah,
yes, now we have a movie.
and then we find out like a little later on that Betty didn't borrow money from the bank. She borrowed it from this sleazy guy who owns another strip club in town,
Yes,
uh, played by Charlie Day.
yes, of
He's
Always Sunny fame.
Yeah, he's trying to buy diamond dolls, and that would be bad news because he's like real creepy, and he's like, "Oh, you should audition for me without wearing pants because
Yeah.
I'm creepy guy."
Yeah, he really dials up the slimy, sleazy villain
Hmm.
role in this one. He's just unlikable in every aspect.
He's not as shouty as Charlie Day usually is, though.
Yeah, I know. He definitely dialed it down. I mean, which I
Charlie
feel like,
Day shouts a lot, which I find very off-putting.
yeah, but I think like with Charlie Day, the shouting is part of the comedy. So like he has, but I guess he
Yeah,
feels like, well, this character, Rick Richards, I'm playing. He's not a shouty guy. He's more of a, hey baby, what's up?
yeah,
Like more
yeah,
like that. So that's where he finds the comedy gold, I feel.
yeah.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, so um,
mm,
so then the lessons begin. Santee is giving Abby lessons, and they're all she kind of gauges what Abby's knowledge is, and she's like, okay, let's find out like how much you know. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is?
right.
Have you ever watched any pornography?
It's like, you ever
Um,
watch any porn? And she
right.
goes, "Ography?"
Yeah.
It's like, all
And
right, so
she
no.
goes, "That's a no." And she thinks a rib job is when somebody is like a guy is like holding like along the rib of your breast.
Yeah, it is. It
So
is. It is not
no.
as I found out the hard way.
Yeah. That was an interesting Google search.
Gotta clean my search history.
Yeah, got to get rid of all those
Ooh,
cookies now.
ooh,
I'm just going to burn my laptop now.
that's smart move.
Yeah,
I did like the fact that they found out like, well, if you touch your eyelid, you that's what a penis feels like, and yeah, sure enough, that's true.
Yeah, I didn't entirely get that, but okay.
Like if you touch your eyelid, the actual eyelid, it kind of feels like a pee skin.
I
It
can't.
does.
Yeah. All right.
There you go. See.
Okay.
Yeah, and like and also Santi's trying to teach Abby how to walk in heels, of course, because that
Yeah.
exudes confidence.
Hmm.
She then Santi tells Abby to go through Max's Instagram and do some recon work on him.
Right.
Finds out he's having a party on Saturday, so she sort of keeps that in mind in her notes.
Right.
And
Potential opportunity. And Santi is doing. She like picks Abby up at school, and she's like, "Hey, if you want to be good at sex, you have to learn how to give specific instructions. So I'm going to blindfold myself, and you're going to tell me how to drive."
yeah,
Which
that's a little much.
it seems like a bad idea in about 6 different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Um,
like people are gonna die if you do that.
yeah.
Like, don't do that. But I did like the part where she puts a blindfold on and then she puts her sunglasses over the blindfold.
Right. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, why are you doing that? But it's kind of silly funny.
Yeah. That was cute.
And we also learn that Santi has been getting messages through Facebook for her 10-year class reunion, and she's been
Oh, right. Yeah. That's a significant plot.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and she's basically been telling him like, I'm not gonna go because like I'm a stripper in Syracuse. I don't have anything to really show them or show for it. So
Yeah.
like I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah. She hasn't but like if I end up buying the club, then I'm
Mm.
respectable. I'm a business owner.
Yeah, mogul.
And there's this person that she went to high school with who's organizing the reunion, Robin.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, I can't go because I'll feel so inferior to her because look at her, she's all put together and she's successful and stuff, and she's played by Natalie Morales, so obviously she's got it going on." Um,
Indeed.
so
Ha cha cha.
yeah, so
But yeah, like
yeah,
Natalie Morales, she's been in a number of things. I think she was on a
hmm
couple episodes of Parks and Rec and like a few
oh yeah,
other
yeah, she was
comedies.
Aziz's girlfriend at the end, as I
Yeah,
recall.
yeah, yeah. Lucy, and yeah,
Yeah.
she's done some other stuff. A couple episodes of Girls,
hmm
Grey's Anatomy. She's kind of popped up here and there.
Yeah, she had a sitcom for like 5 minutes. It was like about a lady who had a bar in her backyard. I can't remember what it was called,
Oh,
but
that was
yeah.
called Abby's.
Oh
Eh?
well, there. Okay, all right.
See, it all comes full circle,
It
baby.
didn't last very long, but
It did not.
yeah.
It did not. So yeah, uh, Santi drives, blindfolded to
hmm
with Abby's directions. They
Right.
luckily don't kill anybody and don't crash
Yeah.
and cause a horrific death. And they,
Yay!
yay, no
The
one.
movie would take quite a turn if that happened. If they just ran over somebody
Yeah.
40 minutes in or
Oh
something,
my God! Yeah,
and they go on the run together.
there's blood everywhere. Takes a gritty turn.
Yeah, and then Santi takes Abby to
Sex shop.
a sex shop. Yeah, thank you. I was like, sex store. That's not right.
Sex shop.
Yeah, a shop where they sell the sexual paraphernalia, and Jillian Bell has a little cameo there as the person behind the cash register.
Yeah, yeah, she does. And they look to buy vibrators,
Yeah,
and then there's this whole weird scene about like because they want to go into the back room where they have more things
right.
for female pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
and Santi is talking about how yeah, let's go back there. Have you ever been? It's like have you ever been scared and excited at the same time? That's kind of like what it's like to go into this room full of
Yeah,
unknowns to you. And Abby equates that to like, oh yeah, it's like going into a haunted house or something, right? And
right. And then they have this whole extended dream sequence that is like a haunted house, but people are like chasing them with vibrators. I,
yeah,
I thought that was weird. The movie has way too many dream sequences, honestly.
yeah. I mean, they explain it because they say Abby, like when she gets overwhelmed with stuff, like her mind kind of she has like fantasies and daydreams to help sort of deal with it. Almost like a like like Calvin and Hobbes type of thing, where her mind just kind of runs away with her just
Yeah,
because she can't.
but
deal with the reality. Which I mean, they do bring that up because she talks.
Yeah.
Abby talks to Santi about that, and he's like, yeah, like sometimes when reality kind of gets too overwhelming for me, or I feel nervous and scared, I'll just like my mind will go into this dream world, and then Santi counters that by saying, well, maybe if you were more confident in reality, you wouldn't do that, and you'd be able to sort of deal with the real world more and stop fantasizing, which is a fair point.
Yeah.
It's a fair point, but
But
yeah,
yeah, but I didn't find most of the dream sequences very funny or entertaining. So I was just like, why is this here? So
yeah, it's a little. Yeah, I don't know if the dream sequences totally worked.
yeah, and the sex shop haunted house one in particular went on for way too long, I thought.
It did, yeah. Like that she has a thing where she had that dream where she sees her parents in the room and
Hmm.
they're zombies and they're upset with her because there's female ejaculation everywhere,
Yeah.
and they're like, I didn't even know women could do that.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this. I don't know if the dream sequences kind of left me cold a little bit.
Yeah.
I will go with you with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, and then we get a montage where
Even Rocky had a montage.
yeah, love that song.
Yeah.
Where we see Santi taking Abby uh, to the school after hours. I guess
Yeah.
without the security guards knowing they're there and like her teaching her stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Sex ed.
Sexy. It's about to get a
Yeah.
whole lot more sexy. Uh, we see Santi taking Abby to the strip club and then practicing dance moves with the other uh, dancers
Right.
and with DJ Don, played by Alex Moffat.
Yeah, he's in it for a hot minute. Yeah.
Yeah, doing some dances in cargo shorts and Timberland boots.
Yeah.
As you do.
You.
Yeah, and like we also get to see a few other things like where Abby takes his dad's car out, and then they
Her.
drive. Takes her dad's. Why is he his?
I
Jesus.
don't know. Your pronouns are all
I
screwy this week.
I apologize for that. Abby takes.
I mean, unless you know something about the actor that I don't.
Did you not see the bonus cut? But Abby takes her father's car out of the garage,
Right.
and her and Santi go to a video game store to pick up a new video game,
Right.
and then like the
Because
two,
it's being released in physical form before it's released online.
right, exactly, and
Yeah.
then like the two of them, Santi kind of looks down on it because it's all nerd shit, but
Yeah.
like the two of them kind of bond a little bit. Like
Hmm.
Santi shared that, yeah, I was a bit of a loner in high school because all the girls hated me and all the guys.
Because I was so pretty.
Yeah, because I'm
And,
so pretty.
and all the guys jacked off to me, so I
You
was
know,
very lonely.
yeah. So so they're like kind of connect there a little bit. It's like, oh, we're
Hmm.
both kind of loners in our own lone wolves are in our own way.
Right.
Okay, and then
And also, like, Abby is, because she's so busy running around with Santi, she's missing her stream, and she loses most of her subscribers inside of a week. And I'm like, what? No.
yeah, like I mean, do subscribers just bounce like that so quickly once you're not?
No.
Like I think
Absolutely not. Like that was one where like I knew enough to like call bullshit on the movie, because
okay,
like my streamer friend, she has, like, life happens, unexpected stuff happens, and a few times, like, I've where I was like tuning into her stream, she wasn't streaming for whatever reason,
right.
and and no, it had no substantial effect on her subscribers.
Yeah,
I'm just like, how are you losing thousands of subscribers inside of a week?
yeah, like that's the thing. Like if people come to you because you give them all these good tips about video games and whatnot,
Right.
they would return. They wouldn't just be like, oh, she wasn't around for today. Fuck her, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
like really? You're gonna
I was
bounce?
like, that would be like a protracted process over months.
Yeah, if it's been like, all right, if it's been 5 months and she hasn't put up anything, all right, fine, that I understand. But
Yeah.
like less than a week, that's
Yeah. I was like, I don't think Twitch streamers are that fickle.
I don't think the interwebs works that way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But we gotta get this movie moving along somehow. We gotta have some
Yeah.
conflict. So then we also see the part where, like, after they come out of the video game store, Santi gets a call saying from Betty that there's like a private gig that she has to do, and they need the money.
Right.
So she's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta make my way over there." And then
Yeah, because I got to earn all the money I can.
yeah, and then so Abby offers to drive her there, even though she's supposed to be on her glitch stream,
Mm-hmm.
which is her prime, you know, way of making money to pay for
Right.
for Santi. But she just blows off the glitch stream and decides to be a friend and drive Santi to this gig,
Right.
which is like, oh well, then how are you going to pay for? How are you going to give her the money when the week is over? Like if you're
Yeah, I don't. I mean, look, she's a teenager. She's not thinking things through
that is
clearly.
true. Yeah,
I'll go with that.
yeah,
And then so Abby drives Santi to the gig, at the person's house, and she's just waiting outside in the car,
and
and
the house looks super sketchy,
yeah, it is.
like the sketchiest of sketchies.
And they're like three guys there, and they're like Santi's like dancing around for him, and they're being like ultra creepy. I mean,
Yeah,
even by like bringing strippers to your house to dance for you standards, they're being creepy.
yeah.
So,
Like a creepy guy would look at this and be like, "Damn, those guys are creepy."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like what?
yeah, but like they're
Yeah.
doing blow and they're
Mm-hmm.
being like, "Hey, mama, what you
Yeah.
what you doing in that?" And like,
Yeah. You want some of this?
Yeah.
You want to come back to see my room? And at one point they refer to her as a hooker, and she's like, "I'm not a hooker. I'm a stripper."
yeah. So you said you gonna be whatever I say you was going to be, pretty lady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, getting handsy, just really, really slime
Mm-hmm.
bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at some point, like one of them tries to grab her, and Sandy's like, "All right, well, fuck this, I'm out." And then
Mm-hmm.
she leaves. She gets into the car. She notices that Abby is not in the car because Abby had a feeling something might go down because it looks super sketchy. So
Yeah.
Sandy's like, "What the fuck?" So she goes back into the house looking for Abby.
Like in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, through the back way.
She
And
goes. Yeah.
yeah, hey, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yow. Yeah. So then we see that Abby is there with her glitch mask on, pretending to be a zombie, trying to scare the coked out weirdos, trying
Right.
to
I
rescue.
don't know why she had the mask with her, but okay.
You never know when you need a mask, man. Hey,
Yeah. Yes.
might rob a bank, or
I don't
protect
know.
your anonymity. You never know,
That's
man.
the other thing is like you stream for hours, you would be so hot and sweaty inside that mask.
Yeah, like I mean, it's been a while since I've worn a mask like that.
It's like a rubber mask. Like it's not the type that breathes at all. Like
yeah, yeah,
you
like,
wear those for 20 minutes, you are just like a sweaty mess.
yeah, like
So
it's like you just like ran a mile, and when
yeah,
you take that thing off, you're like, oh, I can't breathe in this thing. So
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, so Santi and Abby, run out of there in
yeah.
slow
They take
motion
off on the run from the guys.
and the run from the
One of
guys.
them who has a baseball bat.
Yeah, which that kind of freaked me out. Because throughout the whole thing, I don't know. Did you feel this way? I felt something was going to happen to the car because they made a point
Yeah,
because the dad made a point to be like, "Hey, don't drive my car."
right.
And you see why it's a really nice car. It's like a vintage model.
Uh-huh.
So like
Yeah.
I felt like it's going to be some Ferris Bueller shit where something
The
happens.
Ferris Bueller principle, sure.
Yeah, of course. I felt like something was going to happen to the car. So when the druggies come out,
Or in risky business,
Risky
didn't the
bu-
car there go into the ocean or something, into the water?
I haven't seen that movie in a minute.
I have a vague memory of like Tom Cruise like in front of a car and it's like going off a dock and it falls into and like the dock collapses or something.
I just
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
again, I haven't seen Risky Business in forever.
it's been a minute. Yeah, I just remember Tom Cruise and like Rebecca De Mornay hooking up on a subway train,
Right.
and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, that's
And then
wild."
Tangerine Dream Plan. Yeah.
Yeah, sexy.
Yeah.
So, like, so yeah, subway sex. But yeah, so when I saw the guy with the bat swinging, and of course them running out in slow motion to Lou Reed's "Perfect Day," I was like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
the car is going to take a hit." But yeah, no, they just speed off, say "fuck you."
They get away
guys.
cleanly. Yeah.
Yep, get away clean.
Yeah.
Very nice. So yeah. So and then they they go to a
I think
diner.
he didn't even have to strip that much. She like got
No.
down to a bikini top, I think.
Yeah, no, that was it. That was it. But yeah, I did like how they showed like maybe the grittier side of exotic dancing. They show that it's definitely not as glamorous at the scene. There's definitely a seedy element to it at times, which this
Also
was.
known as most every element to it.
Yes, yeah. Well, no, because I think because when we see it through Abby's eyes,
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying now.
yeah, it's like, oh, she's
Okay,
so confident and so comfortable.
right,
Wow, she has all these men, eating out of the palm of her hand. She's the best. And
right.
then
Okay, yes,
yeah, then they show the flip side. It's like, no, actually,
yeah,
it ain't all it ain't all it's cracked up to be.
you're right.
Yeah. So then Santi and Abby go to a diner.
Hmm.
Santi tells Abby about her wanting to buy diamond dolls with the money she's gonna
Hmm.
make. How the club is gonna go under, and like because of hanging out with Abby, she's decided, you know what? Yeah, I think I am gonna go to my reunion because like now that I'm gonna buy the club with the money you're gonna give me,
Hmm.
I'll have a little more confidence, a little more
I'll be
swagger.
respectable. I'll be a
Yeah,
business owner.
yeah,
And Abby tells Santi like, "Oh, it's actually my birthday." And then Abby or Santi gets up and she comes back with cake and candles and the
yay,
wait staff singing "Happy Birthday" to her. So they're like friends now.
yay, friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then this is where Santi tells Abby to all right, so you need to flirt with Max. It's the last day of school. You need to do it. Go in there and do it. And yeah, and so the two of them have a really nice moment. But then that's where we find out that Abby actually does not have the money she promised Santi because she's been blowing off her streamers and now she
Right.
lost all these subscribers. So yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle now, a bit of a bind, as it
So,
were.
like, was she expecting to get all that money, or was she just lying from the beginning? I was a little unclear on that.
It's a little unclear.
It's vague. Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming she thought she was going to get that money, but even then, like 20,000 in a
Or
week,
or or 15,000. You know.
15,000 in a week. Is that
Yeah.
possible?
I, I don't know. Not I think not for the type of streaming we see her doing, but yeah,
Yeah,
supposedly she's a really incredible video game player and she knows, things like, "Oh, here's how you find that secret room in here," and so all her followers are getting cool tips and stuff, but
yeah. I was like,
I also don't know how fast you get paid from streaming, but this movie seemed to be assuming it's instantaneous.
I mean, maybe they did do like Venmo or the direct deposit. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I have no idea what the frequency is. I don't know if it's like a weekly payout or if it's a monthly payout or what, but uh, yeah, I have no idea. But I was
Yeah,
just like, this is weird.
it's a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, Abby and Santi decide to watch Risky Business together because
Hmm.
Santi said this is the movie that that I love, that where I got my sexual awakening
Right.
from.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so Abby goes over to Santi's house. Santi got her like a new dress to wear to
Hmm.
the party that's going to be at Max's place. Shows her the neon sign that she's going to hang over Diamond Doll. She's going to rename it Santa Monica's,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's just like it's all
Yeah.
happening. It's all coming to, and then after
And,
they
and and by the way, when they're watching Risky Business, we have a bad cover of the Bob Seger's old time rock and roll.
was that I got to hear that again. Was that a cover too?
Yeah, it was definitely a cover version.
Huh. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
I all right.
So yeah, and again, they call out the song by name.
Just take those old vinyls off of
Yeah,
the cup.
I don't know. It was just like that is not the song, people. It just takes you out of the movie when they
I
say like, "Oh, we're going to play this song," and they're playing pretending. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't find out until later in
yeah.
the process, and they
I,
couldn't reshoot those scenes or something. I don't know.
I like that old fashioned rock music. Like that old fashioned rock music. It's like the Aldi version of Bob
Yeah.
Seger. But yeah, so they watched the movie, they had a good time, and then this is where Santi says to Abby, they kind of get real a little bit, where they're like, "Well, what do you?"
Hmm.
She says, "Well, what do you
They
think is?"
stop being polite and they start getting real.
I
Yeah.
don't mean to be saying all these things that lead into catchphrases, people, but I
No,
do.
no, it's but I do. So
Yes, thank you. But yeah, she asked him like, "Well, what do you think is actually going to happen ICFuse 69 Max? Like, what do you
Yeah.
like? What will happen after that?" And she's like, "Yeah, well, I don't know. I think we're gonna maybe we'll hang out and be together."
Yeah, yeah. I find that after you 69 with people, yeah, you usually do hang out for a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
go out for some ice cream and stuff. It's great.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like Santi said, not judgingly, it's like, yeah, it sounds like you just like want a friend, like,
Yeah.
and she says, yeah, I don't think you're ready to 16 because like yeah, doing
hmm
that it's like it's a kind of a serious sex act and like something
hmm
that you shouldn't go into lightly and
It's very
I
involved. It takes a lot of concentration.
yeah and yeah if you're somebody
Because you're
who's
doing stuff, you're having things done to you. It's
yeah
a lot. It's a
yeah
lot.
yeah
Yeah.
and if you're somebody who's never even kissed a guy like that
Yeah.
that
That's
might
going from 0 to 60. Yeah.
yeah and it's like so maybe it might be a little too fast for
That's
you and
yeah.
which I kind of appreciated that like the movie kind of took it
hmm
kind of brings this up whereas like I feel like if it was a movie where a guy trying to lose his virginity it would just been like yeah you just got to get in there bro but like with this one it's
Yeah.
like yeah let's actually think about and talk about what this actually means and what this like if
Yeah.
you're emotionally ready for something like this because you don't want to grow up
hmm
too fast and all that stuff so it's
Yeah.
like all right I thought that was kind of sweet to do
hmm
and so yeah, but after she says that to Abby, Abby gets kind of upset, saying, "Well, like, so wait, so you're not gonna, you don't think I'm ready? So like, what was this whole week for? Like, do you only care about
Right.
me? Do you only care about the money I'm gonna get you? Or after this, like, that's all you're in it for?
I know a
Uh,
stripper who's only in it for the money. Plot twist.
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
I thought she loved me. uh,
She seemed so fascinated by everything I had to say.
yeah, I mean, what I left my wife and kids for her, but but yeah. So Abby, that's where Abby comes out and says, "Yeah, actually, you know, I I don't have the money, so I just don't have it." And then the two of them fight and argue, and Abby leaves, and their friendship, is kind of breaks down from it. And then that's where Abby looks at Max's Instagram again, finds out the party's canceled. Dad found out. Oh
hmm
no.
Yeah.
So this is where Abby decides to do gets a boost of confidence at the Hail Mary shot because she's like, no, I came all this way to 69 and by
Right.
golly, I'm gonna 69. And
I wish that were an actual line of dialogue.
but
By golly, I'm gonna
69.
69.
So so Abby reaches out to Max and saying, "Hey, if you want, you got the party at my place. My parents aren't here.
Yeah.
Party's back on." And Max is like, "All right,
Woo! Party, party.
yeah,
Yeah.
ow, ow,
Party,
ow,
party. Yeah.
ow, ow. Party time, excellent." Yeah. So they decide to have the party at Abby's place,
Right.
and
And
Santi.
meanwhile, Santi is going to her high school reunion,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in her like serious businesswoman. I guess was it a pantsuit or was it a long dress? I can't
It
remember.
was like a pantsuit. It was actually Abby's mom's pantsuit.
Right. Okay, that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like they were going through her mom's closet trying to find Abby something cute and sexy to wear for the party,
Yeah.
and like yeah, and then Santa really liked the mom's pantsuit, so
hmm
she just took it.
Yeah. So she goes to the high school reunion. She's feeling awkward, and she ends up bonding a bit with Natalie Morales' character Robin. And it's like, oh, so what do you do? She's like, I'm a stripper.
Yeah,
And Robin's like, oh, well, and then they get kind of real, and Robin's like, well, hey, I'll get real with you. I'm a realtor, and I haven't sold a house in 3 years. So
yeah. Also, my husband is cheating on me.
right,
Yeah,
and
so that's where they kind of be like, oh yeah, like none of us are where we thought we'd be,
right,
and
and
like,
and no, and nobody's life is as good as you assume it to be from the outside.
mm,
And they talk some more, and uh, at one point, Sandy says to Robin, "It's like, oh, so why do you think your husband's cheating on you?" And she's like, "Well, he comes home late every night, and he comes back, and he says he's working, but he always comes back smelling of vanilla, and I hate vanilla." And
mm,
yeah, and then
yeah,
and then when they're like leaving, Robin's like, hey, and I'm married to that guy. I'm obviously dumb, and it's like one of Santy's regular customers.
Yeah, there was a scene that they showed where he was in the club and he
Hmm.
got a little handsy
Yeah, he
with
pinches her ass. Yeah,
yeah, and that's for like, let me get a lap dance, little baby. And
yeah.
so the two of them lock eyes, and the husband's like, oh,
So
yikes.
he's not cheating on her. He's just going to a strip club every night. Yay!
Yay! See, the marriage is saved.
Yay!
I'm just going to strip club. Did I cheat?
Yeah. And so, meanwhile, at the party over at Abby's house now, Max is there, and Max is like suddenly into her now.
Yeah, it turned
It's
out
very abrupt.
yeah, no, I guess it turned out he's always been into her, but he's just never like acted on it. Cause like, yeah, cause the two of them talk at the party and then they decide
Right.
to go to her room so they can talk because it's so loud. Do
Right.
you want to go somewhere to talk?
Yeah.
And then they talk, and then like that's where that's when shit gets real and they about to
Hmm.
kiss each other. And that's
Right.
where Abby's like, actually, I'm not ready. I can't 69. I don't.
I can't say. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, well, that's like your favorite sex act. That's what I heard." And it turns out he's actually into number 69 from the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, Jared Allen, I think. But
Okay, yeah, I didn't write down the name, but
but yeah, yeah, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, Jared Allen. He plays the professional footballer.
I see. Yes, okay.
Yeah, and so that's when they talk and they realize like, oh, actually, my ex Mercedes, my ex girlfriend, she's actually super Christian and she was saving herself for marriage before we
Right.
broke up. So that means that yeah, Max is I'm a virgin too. So
Right.
like neither one of them have. This is all new terrain for both of them.
Right. So, but it's okay. Here's the thing I didn't get. I'm like, okay, well, so you've supposedly liked Abby for a long, long time. Why didn't you just like break up with your girlfriend and ask Abby out?
I I don't know.
I,
I don't know. Well, I mean, he says like, yeah, I didn't know if you would ever
yeah,
be interested in a guy like me, and I was like, well, why? You're good looking dude. You're
yeah. Well,
popular.
yeah. I didn't know if you'd be interested in me, the super cute, super popular dude,
Yeah, like what? Why wouldn't you?
who I think plays for whatever sports team they have.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess I get it. Like everybody is insecure in their own ways,
Yeah,
even though it
true,
looks
true.
like they have it all together. Like me.
Hmm.
But but yeah, still, like it feels like I don't know. But I was like, all right, I thought it was cute enough though. This little twist though.
Yeah, and he actually turns out to be a follower of hers on Glitch,
Hmm.
and he's like figured out that it was really her, and she's like, "Oh, how'd you know?" And he's like, "Well, your screen name has Abby in it, and and also there was something else that tipped him off, and I forget what it
Oh,
was, but
her curly hair. She has that big curly
oh
hair.
yeah, okay, yeah. So
Right.
so like they actually have like common interests and stuff, and they're really hitting it off, and it's kind of sweet, yeah.
Yeah, but Abby is still kind of bummed out about the way things ended with her and Santee, and like the fact that now Santee won't be able to buy the club, and like the place is going to go to, uh, you know, Rick and
Right,
like the bad
Charlie Day,
Charlie
yeah.
Day, and the bad guys have won. Oh no!
Hmm.
But then she gets an idea off of something Max says, and it's like, oh, idea. And then she goes to the party. It's like, who here is over 18? And then
Yeah.
then they all leave, and then Santee goes to her house. She sees like kind of the leftovers of the party that's over, and she meets up with
Right.
Max, and Max kind of tells her what happened and tells like, oh yeah, she kind of left, and we didn't do anything, we didn't hook up or anything like that.
Hmm.
But
But
yeah,
he's like, I really like her though.
yeah, I really like her.
And
She's neat.
yeah,
She's the
she's
bee's
nifty.
knees.
I didn't go because I'm 17, and that would be wrong. Um,
Yeah, he's a good boy.
and then Santee goes back to the Diamond Dolls strip club. Is it Diamond Dolls or Diamond Dogs? I forget.
Diamond Dolls. Diamond Dogs
Diamond.
is a David Bowie album.
Okay, well, you could name it after the
Yeah,
David Bowie album.
yeah, that's true.
Um, so Abby has taken all the 18-year-olds to the strip club, and as like this last ditch effort to raise the money, and she's there on stage, and she's there in like the pink button down shirt and the no pants like Tom Cruise in Risky Business,
Right.
and she's and she makes this big speech, and this is like this big confessional speech about everything that's happened to her and all this, and somebody is apparently like recording it on their phone for her live stream.
Right.
Um, and yeah, and at one point, like there's this athletic douchebag guy who's like, "Oh, take it off," and or like, "Show us your tits,"
Hmm.
and then Alex Moffat, the DJ, is like, "Oh, well, show us your dong," and the guy goes, "I'm a minor," and he's like, "Well, then don't show us your dong."
Yeah, that was funny.
It was funny, but I was like, "But wait, all the kids here are supposed to be over 18, so therefore he's not a minor."
Oh yeah, huh?
I was
Okay,
like,
well,
"How does that gag make any sense?"
that all right. Yeah, all right. Fair enough. You got
I
you,
don't know. That
you
took
got
me
me.
out for a second,
You
but
got me.
yeah,
But yeah, so in a way, in a last ditch effort to raise money to buy the club,
right.
we have Abby decide to do a little
She does the risky business
risky
dance. Yeah,
business provocative dance on
right.
stage and people donating money
But
through
it's
the
extremely bad dancing.
yeah, she's terrible at it. She's the worst.
She's terrible. She's doing like finger guns towards her boobs
You
for
know,
some reason.
pew pew. Because
Um,
the nipples are hot shots. I don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
and it's not like a striptease or anything like that. She's just dancing in the button
yeah,
down shirt.
yeah. There's no
Uh,
skin at all.
and somehow a live stream of this raises thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's
And then they add that up, and then the money that was tossed to her on stage, and then the money everybody paid to get in, and it's
and the 5,000 that
right,
she gave Betty at the beginning of the movie, and
right,
and then I did like that scene where everybody is trying to figure out if they hit $20,000 or
right.
not, but like everybody's trying to do their math in their head. At one point, Alex Moffat asked Siri to pull up his calculator app,
Yeah, that was cute.
like people counting on their fingers, because like
Yeah,
that's what I guess we're all doing at home watching this. Is like, wait, so did they make the money
yeah,
or
yeah.
not? And
And then finally, Natalie Morales shows up, and she's like, "I'll make up the difference because
yeah,
her husband's rich,"
that's right.
and
My rich
yeah,
husband, who's a dirtbag, come to the strip club.
dirty dog.
Dirty
Yeah.
dog, yeah, diamond dog.
So
And
she's like, "Hey, I may as well do this because I'm friends with you, Chloe Fineman now."
yes, we are one. And
So
yeah, and then they get the money to save the rec center. Huzzah!
yay! The
Yeah, and
rec center where people take their clothes off.
yeah, the
Yay!
sex center.
The
And
best kind of sex center. Yeah,
yeah, hubba
yeah.
hubba. Yeah, so then Rick gets kicked out after saying some incendiary things.
Hmm.
Abby and Santi, they make up, the and
Hmm.
then Santi takes Abby outside. Who's
Yeah.
outside by her car? Oh my God, it's Max.
It's Max. Oh, was that her car or his car?
That was her dad's car, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Her dad, Abby's dad, her.
Right.
Because
It
like
was
that,
like a green Mustang, but I
yeah.
thought it was a different car earlier. But
No, it's the same car. It's the same
oh,
car.
okay. I was thinking that was his car, but okay, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
So then, like the two of them,
anyway, it's very much like the end of 16 Candles,
yes, very much so.
where
Uh,
Max Schoenfeld or whatever the guy's name is like waiting outside for uh, what's her face,
Molly Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So yes, and then the two of them kiss. Well, Tears for
yeah.
Fears, the actual Tears for Fears
The
song.
real, yeah. I put in my notes. I was like, "Is this the real version of Everybody Wants to Rule the World?" And I was like, "Yes, it is. Yes, okay, finally."
They can afford that. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I still think it was kind of sweet. It's a very '80s ending, so maybe
Hmm.
that's what endeared it to me. Anything '80s, I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, you know what? I did really like in the ending where it was that she actually decided she wasn't ready to have sex yet. I was like, that's very refreshing because usually in these movies where the main character is on a quest to lose her virginity, they usually lose it one way or the other by the end of the movie.
Right.
Or even if they ultimately decide like, oh no, sex isn't for me, I'm not ready for it yet. They make this decision like after they've had a bunch of sex, like Jennifer Jason Leigh in Fast Times at
Ooh,
Ridgemont High, where she's like, "Oh, I've had all this sex and I've had an abortion, and you know what? I'm not ready for sex yet."
I'm good.
It was. Excuse me. It was nice when it was nice that it was just like, I'm not ready to have sex yet, and that's okay. They didn't paint anything as wrong with that decision. I thought that was refreshing because you don't see many movies end that way.
No,
So
you
that was
don't. You don't. I really dug that. So yeah. So final scene at the end. It's the morning after. We see Abby and Santi hanging out
yeah,
in the backyard of the house. The
cleaning up from the party.
place is totally trashed.
Wild rager.
Oh, there's like a kegger floating in the pool.
Yeah.
It's all a mess. But like
The neighbor girl's on an inner tube in the
yeah,
pool.
she throws up in the pool as you do,
Yeah, and Abby's parents get home.
and Abby's
like,
parents, yeah, like
young
what?
lady, what did you do?
I made a friend.
That's the
Aww.
last line.
So yeah, I thought it was kind of sweet. And yeah, that's summer of '69. Overall, I thought it was like plot holes withstanding.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty charming movie. I thought it was sweet enough.
Yeah, I wasn't too nuts about it overall. For me, it wasn't it wasn't really funny enough to make up for the plot deficiencies and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it was well acted and stuff. I just didn't think it was all that great of a story. So I was just like,
all right.
Yeah. I didn't hate it, but I was very on it. So.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, I thought Chloe Fineman was good.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, I mean, I know she's popped up in a ton of movies lately, but like this is like her first kind of starring role in a film.
Yeah.
So like, so there's like, for her to anchor really. So as far as that goes, I thought she did a pretty decent job at it.
Yeah, and Paula Pell was funny, of course.
Paula Pell's always a hoot. She had some great lines in there.
I enjoyed what Alec Moffat did, but he just didn't have much to do in it.
We need more Moffat.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I'd like to see him pop up in some project that could really make him pop.
Yeah, like he needs that like that moment where everybody's like, who is that guy? He's hilarious. Why isn't he in more things? He hasn't had that yet. Like he's been in small things here or there, but like I'm telling you, if somebody write Alex Moffat a role that like will just blow him up and put him on the map. Like he needs like his School of Rock moment or something like that, where everybody it's undeniable that he's hilarious and he should have been a bigger star years ago.
Yeah, and he could play a good jerk. He was a good jerk in that the opening act movie we saw.
Oh right, yes,
Jimmy O Yang. I liked him in that. I remember. So
yeah, no, he was good in that. So Hollywood writers, get on it. Make Alex Moffat a star.
That's right. Or hell, give us an Alex Moffat, Mikey Day buddy comedy or something like that.
Ooh, now you're cooking. Yeah,
That'd
I can see
fun.
Mikey Day is like the straight laced one who like explains everything that happens. Are you trying to tell me that?
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, those are our thoughts in the movies, guys, and I guess that's the episode. Thanks for listening to the podcast as always. And should we let the people in on what we're going to be doing next week?
Yes, we should. Yes,
we should.
So it's June as we're recording this. As you might know, it's Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
So we racked our brains. We said, what can we do that ties in with Pride Month?
Right.
And it turns out there's a movie that relates to Pride Month and gayness and stuff.
Gay. Oh, what a way to phrase it.
We thought of that and we were like, hey, that's good. Let's do that one.
Hey, let's do that gay movie. Yeah, so we're doing In and Out. We're doing it.
In and Out with Kevin Kline and Tom Selleck and an Oscar-nominated performance by Ms. Joan Cusack. So,
yes.
I saw this movie back in the day. I remember being very funny. You have not seen this movie before.
I have not seen this movie. This movie came out 97, so I was in college. I remember this being one of the movies that I think we got through our college newspaper back when I was writing for the entertainment section. But for whatever reason, I just didn't go see it. And I've heard nothing but good things.
Because you hated gay people?
Whoa. Let's not put that out there.
Is that why? Yeah.
Look, hey, No, no,
I'm not
no.
saying you still do. I'm saying you did back then.
No, I did. Hey,
Oh.
I love us. I love everybody. We're all God's children. What are you talking about?
Okay, okay,
You know,
okay.
love is
Oh,
love.
so I was wrong. All
Love
right,
is love. Yeah, don't try to
all right.
slander me, man. Don't try to.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
Yeah.
I was just saying maybe you hated gay
Oh,
people.
my own words come to bite me.
Yeah.
Damn it,
Now you can't do anything because I said maybe.
son of a bitch! It's just,
You fell into my trap.
oh, I'm undone by my own words. Curses.
Yeah.
Fell right into that trap. But yeah, I never seen the movie, but I heard nothing but good stuff about
Mhm.
it. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this quite a bit.
Yeah,
I wanna,
the premise, if you haven't seen the movie, Kevin Kline, he's like a small town, I believe he's a drama teacher,
mm-hmm.
and he's basically like accidentally outed on national television, but he doesn't think of himself as gay, and then he's kind of like, wait, am I gay? And yeah, and his life is just kind of thrown into a tizzy.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I didn't want to see it because I thought, oh, are they going to play this like a? Is this going to be like a Lyle, a feminine heterosexual type of thing where because he acts a certain way, then people automatically assume, oh, he must be, or like I don't know. I didn't know how. I guess maybe
I don't remember
insulting.
it being offensive at the time.
Maybe
I
that's
mean,
that's what.
maybe time has passed it by since '97 because it's a long time. But I don't remember anything really heinous in it. So
Okay. See,
yeah, hopefully it'll hold up well.
I
So
see. That's why I didn't see it because I was afraid it would be
because
too offensive to gay people because I
you
love.
love gay people so
Yes, there
much,
we go.
right?
All right,
Mhm.
there we
All
go.
right. Or I should say, maybe you love gay people.
God damn it! This is
I don't want to commit myself to anything. I'm just saying, you could go either way on this stuff.
so In and Out next week.
Next week, we'll work this all out.
And yeah, so thanks again for listening, folks. As always, you can follow us on the Blue Skies at SNL Nerds. You can check us out at Non-Productive.com. Listen to us on the YouTubes there as you do. Donate to our Patreon. And as always, you can follow me on all the social medias at Darren Credible. That's DARIN Credible.
And you can follow me on all the socials at Trumbull Comic. That's TRUMBULL and the word comic. And while you're following us on all the socials, don't forget to contribute to our Patreon as well. You can get all sorts of cool bonus stuff, and you help us keep this podcast going. And you can still listen to our interview with Susan Morrison, author of Lauren, the Man Who Invented Saturday Night Live.
Absolutely.
Which I finally finished that book this week.
Ooh, nice.
Good read. Yes.
Ooh, look at you, speed reader. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, speed reader. I think it took me like a month to get through the whole thing. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Either way, hey, you did it. That's important.
I did it. I finished the book. Mm-hmm. I'm literate and stuff.
Oh, yay. Hooray for literacy.
Yay. So join us next week for In and Out. And we'll have fun watching and talking about that. Tell us what you think of it. So, but until then, nerds out.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.